Hi, I'm Cathy with Level Up RN. In this video, I will be doing an overview of antiprotozoal, anthelmintic, antifungal, and antiviral medications. So this will be a high-level overview focused on the basic information you need to know for your microbiology class. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you guys a little quiz to test your understanding of some of the key information I'll be covering. So be sure to stay for that. And if you have our Level Up RN microbiology flashcards, go ahead and pull them out so you can follow along with me. First up, we have our antiprotozoal medications. These medications are used to treat infections caused by protozoa, which are single-celled eukaryotic microorganisms. These medications are primarily used to treat parasitic infections such as malaria, toxoplasmosis, and giardiasis. So antiprotozoal medications work in various ways to kill or inhibit the growth of protozoa. And chances are you don't have to know the mode of action of each of these agents for your microbiology class. Some common examples of antiprotozoal agents include metronidazole, which is used to treat trichomoniasis and giardiasis, among other infections; sulfadiazine, which is an antibiotic that is also used as an antiprotozoal agent to treat toxoplasmosis; and chloroquine, which is an antiprotozoal agent used to treat malaria. Next, we have Anthelmintic medications, which are used to treat infestations by helminths, which are parasitic worms. So like antiprotozoal agents, the mode of action varies among anthelmintic medications, and chances are you don't have to know those kind of details for your micro class. Examples of anthelmintic medications include albendazole, which is used to treat tapeworm infections such as neurocysticercosis, as well as other intestinal worm infections; and ivermectin, which is used to treat a parasitic worm infection known as river blindness. Now let's move on to antifungal medications, which are used to treat infections caused by a fungi. Many antifungal agents target ergosterol, which is a key component in the cell membrane of fungi. So some antifungal agents will block the synthesis of ergosterol, whereas others will bind to ergosterol, which impairs the integrity of the fungal cell membrane. So human cell membranes contain cholesterol as opposed to ergosterol. That makes antifungal agents selectively toxic, meaning they are toxic against fungi but cause limited to no damage to human cells. Antifungal medications are used to treat common, less serious fungal infections such as ringworm and athlete's foot, as well as more serious fungal infections such as histoplasmosis and aspergillosis. Many antifungal agents end in azole, such as miconazole, clotrimazole, and fluconazole. Other common antifungal agents include nystatin and amphotericin B. Lastly, we're going to touch on antiviral medications, which are used to treat viral infections such as influenza, herpes, hepatitis, and HIV. So there are many antiviral medications, and different antivirals interfere with different stages of the viral life cycle. So, for example, some antivirals interfere with viral entry into the cell. Others interfere with viral uncoating or the synthesis of DNA, and others interfere with viral release from the cell. Examples of antiviral medications include acyclovir, which is used to treat herpes viruses, as well as oseltamivir, which is used to treat influenza. So you'll notice with these two medications and many other antiviral agents that they end in vir, which helps you to remember they are used to treat a viral infection. When it comes to treating HIV, it's important to note that HIV can easily mutate and become drug resistant. Therefore, treatment requires a combination of several antiretroviral medications. This is referred to as ART, or antiretroviral therapy. So the drugs included in the therapy target different stages of the HIV life cycle to inhibit viral replication. For example, zidovudine inhibits reverse transcription of the viral RNA into DNA. Raltegravir inhibits the integration of the viral DNA into the host cell's DNA. And then ritonavir inhibits the action of protease, which prevents maturation of the virus. In addition to those examples, there are dozens of other FDA-approved antiretroviral medications that can be used to treat HIV. And chances are for your micro class, you do not have to know them all. But it's probably best to check with your professor to see which ones, if any, you do have to know. All right, it's quiz time, and I have 3 questions for you. Question number 1. Antifungal medications often target blank in the fungal cell membrane. The answer is ergosterol. Question number 2. Which type of medication is used to treat parasitic worm infestations? A. Antivirals. B. Antifungals. C. Antiprotozoals. Or D. Anthelmintics. The answer is D. Anthelmintics. And question number 3. Acyclovir is used to treat which type of infection? A bacterial infection. B, a fungal infection. C, a viral infection. Or D, a protozoal infection. The answer is C, a viral infection. All right, that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. If so, be sure to hit that like button. Take care and good luck with studying. For example, zidovudine. Next we have Anthelmintic. Anthelmintic. Next we have Anthelmintic medications, which I said it right and then I totally forgot the rest of my script. Examples of Anthelmintic. Next we have Anthelmintic. Examples of probably too many bloopers to really publish. We invite you to subscribe to our channel and share a link with your classmates and friends in nursing school. And if you found value in this video, be sure to hit that like button and let us know what you found to be particularly helpful.